Today's episode of The Next Story is a special one. I'll not be interrupting the interviews with my usual narrated bike rides, but rather I'd like to run these multiple interviews together. I had been given the honor to interview a group of veterans who, through building and riding motorcycles, have found healing and camaraderie once thought lost. As a combat veteran myself, this particular set of interviews really struck home in a deep way, so without further ado, this one is for my brothers and sisters in arms.
Hello and thank you for tuning in to The Next Story. I'm your host Justin De Milan, and I'm here today with Jonathan from Combat Customs. How you doing today, Jonathan?
Good, how are you?
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me.
Anytime.
So tell me a little bit about what it is you guys do here.
I came up with a concept about like-minded individuals that like to work on motorcycles. They're all veterans coming back from combat deployments, to kind of reintroduce them into society by small things, socializing, being around other vets while they're doing what they love to do. And it's very small steps to get us back into functioning properly according to society, not ourselves, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's excellent.
As they build and as they go, hopefully they build bonds and realize there's still a brotherhood left.
Yeah.
After being in the military.
Now, most of the guys that work with Combat Customs, everybody comes from a mechanical background, or are there guys that are just learning?
It could be, there's been a few guys that know absolutely nothing, but they've always liked motorcycles, and you're taught as you go. What's in my head, my idea was for them to be taught. If you walked in here knowing nothing, I would want somebody to teach you from the ground up the motorcycle so you can build it yourself. Now, along with that great feeling of building yourself your own motorcycle, you learned how to build it. You acquired a skill. There's welding involved. There's electronics involved, wiring, along with mechanics. So the farther you go, the farther you'll get in society, in my opinion. Now you have a skill where you can go use that you didn't have before.
Do you find that this is helps people for bringing vets in and learning new job skills above and beyond what they learned in the service?
Well, it depends what their job was in the service. I was in the infantry, so it's depending on what your job is. It's not really, my outlook is for them to have a skill.
Okay.
But it's not necessarily theirs. They just need to move and get themselves going. So if they come here, work on a bike, build themselves a bike, and that's as far as they get, I got them that far to where they came out of the house and they're functioning outside. A lot of guys isolate themselves, and I was one of them. I isolated myself from the world and didn't come out. So to see things like that is a big deal.
Is it like you've got kind of a dedicated core group of guys that are always here, and then you've got other guys that are kind of filtering in and out?
It's up to them. It's not a mandatory thing. It's not you come here now and do this, and it's them. They come here, they enjoy themselves, they work on their bike, they can stay here and all night, all day, all week, whatever they want to do.
So there's no mandatory commitment. Somebody can come in for a day if they want, and if that's it, then that's it, and they want to spend the rest of their lives working with Combat Customs, that's an option as well.
Yes.
And everywhere in between.
Yes.
That's very, very cool.
Yes.
Now the bikes that you guys are working on, is it just guys bringing their own bikes in, or are there bikes coming in from other places?
No, the bikes are actually donated. So it's like a basket case bike. Somebody doesn't want it anymore, or whatever the case may be. They send them here and the guys build them from the bottom up, and they keep them.
That's excellent. You guys generally always get whole bikes, or do you guys get parts? Or
I like older bikes, but
okay,
it's not generally new parts. Everything's used, everything's donated, so
okay,
you got to make it work. It's like the old days. You get what you get.
If somebody wanted to donate a bike, how do they find out where to get it to? How to get in touch with you guys?
Big Mike. You get in touch with Big Mike.
Okay.
He runs the whole thing. He organizes all the parts pickups and motorcycle pickups and everything to do with everything. Mike and his team handles.
Okay, so we'll get Big Mike in here in a little bit and worry about all that end with him. So how long have you been out?
I got out in 2012.
Okay.
October 2012 I got out.
And then how long was it before you came into Combat Customs?
Maybe, what was it? 3 years ago?
Oh, wow, okay, all right.
We came up with the initial plan. I presented it to Mike. Mike took it and ran with it, and I was able to help in the beginning a lot, but the distance and with family, I have other priorities that I have to, so I can't give my full time, which I would love to, but that's how it started, and now it's here. So,
Would you say this has made a pretty significant impact on you?
on me, yes, because it's from my own battles that I fought. It shows that we're not alone. There's always somebody willing to help, especially like Mike and his team. So to know that it's out there, I don't want to see anybody buried as deep as I was. So.
And I know, from being a vet myself, I got out in 2007, and I know that there was, for everybody, no matter where you're serving, no matter what branch you're in, there's a time of adjustment coming back and trying to get back into regular society and finding you're not coming back into the same place, into the same life that you left before you went into the service. You're not the same person. Right. And it's cool to think of an idea of having a place like Combat Customs where guys can come together. I know, like you said, you went quite a few years before coming into this, and and I know I didn't have anything like that. So there was those struggles of trying to adapt to life now. So this is fantastic. How many guys would you say have come through Combat Customs so far?
I'm not sure the exact number, but you got guys working on bikes as we speak right now, and they're coming and they're going, and it's working. It's working for the guys. It's working for us. So
that's excellent. Well, thank you very much for taking the time, man. I appreciate it, and thank you for being a part of this. This is wonderful.
Thank you, Justin.
All right, man. All right, welcome back. We are here now with Big Mike from Combat Customs. How you doing, Mike?
Good to meet you, Justin.
Yeah, good to meet you as well. Thanks for having me out. So we just met with Jonathan. He got us started, told us a little bit about Combat Customs. What is your role?
I guess if you wanted to give me a title, it would be procurement officer.
Okay, so
sounds fancy, right?
It does. It sounds nice. Yeah. What do you do?
I raise money. We raise money to pay the overhead in the shop. We go out and we look for parts. I mean, I've been around the culture for probably 40 years. Made a lot of friends. So when we started this, first thing we did was reached out to everybody we knew. Me and my co-founder Billy reached out to everybody we knew about parts, like donating parts, bikes. And then it just kind of snowballed a little bit. We had a place in Kingston for a little while, which was great. We had no overhead when we were doing that, but now we have overhead. So now the game changed a little bit, and it's hard to do fundraisers to cover this. The concept that Jonathan came to us with involves motorcycles, but I think it's more about post-traumatic stress.
Okay.
We had a 20-year campaign, a war that lasted 20 years, and people were getting discharged and they're walking amongst us. And a lot of them were struggling with post-traumatic stress. So we look for different ways of combating post-traumatic stress. It's as diverse as each individual it is. So there can't be one therapy to cover everything. There has to be different things. This is something that I always loved. I've been around it a long time, and I want to share it with you guys. So, like Jonathan's concept, when he came to us, we had a rally a couple of years ago, and he was up there and he mentioned, he goes, "You ever think about," because he knew we were doing different therapies. You ever think about starting a bike shop, like a bike build? And as soon as we heard that, we're like, "Come on, we should be doing this. Let's make this happen." And that's what happened. So we just kind of took it. Everything you see in the shop was donated, with the exception we did buy a project because building from the ground up with donated parts. I mean, it could happen, but so we started looking for projects that other people started, and maybe they lost interest in it, and sitting in their garage, and the wife's getting tired of tripping over it, and and the husband just knows he's never going to finish it, or vice versa. It could be the wife that's took on a project.
You guys listening to this?
Yeah.
All right.
But yes, guys, anybody that has a project bike in their garage for more than 5 years, it's time to let it go. Let's bring it here. We'll give it to a veteran. You'll see him riding it. It's really not about building bikes. It's more about rebuilding the man. I'll always feel indebted to the men and women of our military and the service that they provided to us. Like, I sleep at night knowing that we have the strongest military in the world. I know my kids are going to be safe because of that.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's going to walk into this country and take it over because of who we are.
Sure, yeah.
You know, and while you guys went over to foreign lands, hostile environments, people trying to kill you, I was here safe, riding my motorcycle, having fun. I owe you that. And I know I'll never be able to repay it. Like I said, this is a small token to that.
How many years have you been doing this here?
Seven years. It started with Combat Customs is a subsidiary of We Have Your Six. And We Have Your Six is the one I started when we were doing the equine therapy. We did the service dogs. We had partnered with a wellness center. And we're like a pass-through charity. So there are other charities that do things to benefit veterans. We would raise money, and those funds would go towards that, and we would send people to them, you know, whatever we can handle. But this kind of became my baby because, like I said, we love motorcycles. I've been riding for 40 years. You know, you know, it's something I think anybody that comes into this culture, they fall in love with it.
Sure.
You know, it becomes part of who you are. It's not a hobby. It's a fucking lifestyle.
So if somebody wants to donate parts, money, bike, how do they get that to you guys?
My phone number is on the website. You call me up, and we come and get it. You know, you won't, unless you want to drop it off. We won't say no, but it's on us. We'll take care of it. We just come and get it, and we'll bring it here. And I guarantee you, it's going to go to a veteran. It's going to go to a man that served or a woman that served in the United States military. And this will be, like I said, that little token that we're trying to provide. And at the end of the day, I'm going to say this again, it's really not about building motorcycles. It's about rebuilding the man. You know, and I think that's important.
And speaking of which, so we know they go to the website if they want to donate.
Right.
Now, let's say we got a vet comes fresh out, and how does that man or woman find Combat Customs? How do they even find out that
Word
you
of
exist?
mouth right now. We're trying to get the word out. I've been doing it for 7 years.
You guys got a website, you said?
WHY numeric 6 vet.com.
WHY number 6 vet.com.
Yeah.
Okay. And you are you on social media sites or anything?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page, Combat Customs and NY6. So when you guys come home and like you think there's nothing to do, man, we got shit for you to do, man. There's plenty for us to do.
Excellent.
You know, there's so many things that can be done. And standing there waiting for somebody else to do it isn't going to happen.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's put our fucking shoes on. Let's get out there and let's get busy.
Beautiful.
Right? Yeah. This part of the country, I don't know. Like I know it's kind of everywhere. I'd like to see things like this, like these kind of concepts, go nationwide. 'Cause I've always said from the beginning, when it comes to veterans, there is no zip code.
Right.
You know, you get the East Coast
like
and the West Coast. Everything in the middle is for you guys.
Have you found other places in other states that are doing the same thing?
Yeah, Garrison Garage, great guys, really super dudes. They're like, I think they're in. Their program is where I want my program to be.
Where are they out of?
Massachusetts.
Okay.
But I'd like to see this kind of grow. I think it's, you know, it might even revive the culture. The culture's changed a lot since I started riding.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
I want you to, you know, hopefully when you talk to some of the guys that on their projects, you know, they give you a little more insight on it because, like I said, it's different for everybody. I would say, for me, I can never fully understand post-traumatic stress through the military because I never served. All right, so like I said earlier, it's like I can't promise you full understanding. I can promise you I'm going to try, and I can promise you empathy. And when I say empathy, you're getting 110%. All right, so when you come into the shop and you say you want to do something and we say we can help, we guarantee that.
Excellent.
We're going to make it happen. Nothing is impossible.
It seems like you've got a great group here. I've met a few of the guys here already, and everybody's got a, very, very friendly, very warm, great sense of humor. And everybody seems to love being here. That's the important part.
That's what it is. It's the fellowship. It's being together again. Like these guys served together.
I was talking with Jonathan a little bit about I remember I served from 01 to 07, and when I came back, realizing I'm not only not the same person that I was before I went in, but I'm not coming back into the same world. 6 years have passed, and while we're all off there in the zone, the world's still moving along and changing, and everything is different. And now we're different people, and we're reacting to things differently. And so it's great to find somewhere where you can come across other people that are in that same situation.
Same mindset. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's as much as I have tried to find that same bond that you have in the military in other places, I haven't found that same bond, and so it's great that places like this exist where we can do that. Guys can come together, and girls, men and women can come together and get that feeling back again.
Somebody threw this at me once, like, this is mission 2. Like your first mission was when you joined, now you're home, so this is mission 2. So let's build a culture, man. Let's get together and fuck PTSD.
Yeah.
You ain't taking us, man. We're gonna put our heel on your neck, man. But I can't thank you enough for coming to see us today.
Thank you, man. I appreciate this and helping to. I'm honored to be able to help you get this word out for what you're doing, because this is wonderful. Truly, truly fantastic.
Thank you.
Right. Thanks, Mike.
Means a lot to me. Appreciate it.
You got it. Welcome back. We are now here with Boots from Combat Customs.
Hello.
Thank you for taking the time to talk with me. What is your role here with Combat Customs?
Mechanic.
All right, so what are you working on today?
We got a couple things going on today. Working on this 05 Sportster with Leo. And we just got new tires for it, new belt, and putting it all back together. So that should be cool. It's running pretty good, but when we get it all together, we'll take it out and see what else we need. Probably gonna put some paint on it, some black.
Nice.
Looking into it.
How long have you been with the program here?
All right, 5 years. Wow.
Wow, excellent. And so how many bikes do you think you've run through so far?
Well, we run it through here, a couple that we just, we did service on. We want to try to get the Sportster done first and give the title to Leo. And then we're working on that Dyna over there, and Josh likes it, so we're going to mess with that and see if maybe we give it to Josh in the end.
Nice.
But we're just having fun working on them right now,
Very cool.
When we get to the end, we'll figure it out.
So you guys get more parts than whole bikes?
People donate everything, so we just take it. Whatever you want to donate, we'll take it.
Nice.
Like not enough to build a motorcycle, but enough to have some spare parts is always good,
Okay.
Whatever we want to do with them, trade them, deal them, sell them, get what we want, trade, do like swap meet stuff.
Excellent. Now, what branch did you serve in?
I was a Marine.
How long?
I did 4 years.
How long you been out now?
Oh man, 85. Got out in 85. Yeah, I did my 4 after high school.
Yeah.
And then I worked on the railroad for 35 years.
Oh wow, okay, excellent. Were you a mechanic there as well, or what? Nice.
Yeah, work in the diesel shop.
Okay.
The Metro North.
Cool. How long you been working on bikes?
Long time. I always have old ones, so you always got to work on them.
Yeah.
So you learn by accident.
Yeah.
And then after a while, if you like doing that, you keep doing it. Most people grow out of it and they don't want to keep touching it. They just want to ride it.
Yeah. You got anything you steer more towards? You like shovel heads, pan heads, anything like that?
Well, I got a shovel. I got a 74 shovel.
Nice.
That has my touches to it, my style. Got a little flamethrower on it. I'll show you one day.
All right. Well, cool. Hopefully we'll have the cameras rolling when that happens.
We're always looking for some sort of a used bike that we could rebuild you know, refurbish, refix up something that's not, something that was like sitting for a while.
Okay.
Was the best deal, you know, like an old Heritage Softail, something like that. 90s bike.
Now, do you guys, you know, kind of proactively use Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace for bikes? You see if people are giving away free stuff at any point?
We're always looking everywhere. Yeah, we do the marketplace a lot.
Nice.
I look at it. I just bought a trailer on there. It's good.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much
Good
for taking the
talking
time,
to you.
and
Thank you.
I'm glad to meet you and glad to see you here.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks. Welcome back. I'm here now with Gunny. Gunny, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What is your role here with Combat Customs?
I guess it's been kind of more from the beginning to
Okay.
see it grow through from becoming an idea through, you know, wanting the veterans to start building the motorcycles and becoming together as one and kind of building a community.
Excellent.
Within, you know, the motorcycle world, and seeing people, so many people have donated stuff and to build the crafts from that.
Nice.
And so just to see it kind of go from that beginning part to where they're at now, it's just been huge.
Have you been here from the beginning, or you came in a little after?
Right after Mike and Johnny had come up with the idea and stuff, and it was kind of.
Nice. Now, what branch were you in?
I was in the Marine Corps for 13 years and Army 7 years.
Oh wow. Okay. That's a cool way to finish that through.
Yeah.
Nice. So how long have you been out now?
I've been out. This will be my 10th year. I've been retired in 2014.
And how has adjustment back into society been for you? And has a program like this helped you along?
In the beginning, it was very hard, tremendously hard, because my whole life was military.
Okay.
From 19 to 39, it was one way. I loved it, military family.
Okay.
And I don't have family in this area.
Gotcha.
So through the transition is when I met Mike.
Nice.
So him being a civilian that supported the veterans, he was helping me find the tools because part of his programs.
Gotcha.
And so I was using a lot of raising my hand. I'll try that. I'll try this. Any idea, I was the guy trying everything, because
Nice.
I didn't have a home. I didn't have family around here. There was no families to go to. So through all the healing was the family.
Excellent. So you were able to kind of build a family here with other vets.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that was a lot of the promotions through it, and it helped me through it, and from just not knowing what to do next.
Yeah.
I went right into another job right at West Point, but you never took time for yourself to heal through.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of these programs started to really help.
I talked a little bit with Mike and Jonathan about that transition period. But one thing that we hadn't quite addressed is the healing that you mentioned, and the fact that I know coming out myself, you don't even realize your own resistance to it at first, that you even need to heal.
Yeah.
And it takes time to come to terms with that. And then once you come to terms with that, being able to actually find a support group and somebody to help you through it. And there's unfortunately a lot of people that don't have that.
All the men in the family had been in these different wars. And
Okay.
they all are very successful people, so I never saw there was an issue with the military.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
I never got to, see that part of healing, because my dad, being Vietnam vets, they've already had that support group. My mother, they have these, and as a child, you don't see it.
Okay.
So I joined the military as the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And then you don't realize that there is some internal damage.
Sure.
And then I don't think it's from so much direct. It's like indirect, just the stress around it.
Sure.
The strive for perfection. Traveling everywhere. You're putting the mission first. You're in that whole aspect of it.
Right.
So there was just go from day one.
Yeah.
They were battling their own. They were just at a different age gap.
Okay.
And it's not spoken.
Right.
At those levels, they were all different Vietnam vets and World War II vets and my grandfather. So I was the first one to kind of, hey, something's wrong here, and they didn't know what to do.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. All right.
So that was through the social media and just talking to other people and stuff. And that's how me and Mike met through Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Through-
Okay. Excellent.
through posting.
Yeah.
And then reaching out to each other.
Nice.
And stuff like that, because he had a knack to understand, okay, somebody's asking for help.
Yeah.
And I'm not a drinker, not a smoker. I don't do any of that stuff. So you're just sitting in the sobriety of don't know which angle to go to. And so when you go to a bar, it didn't seem like the right thing anyway. So I just stay home. So I started to self-isolate and just stayed at home and just built that. That was my character.
Okay.
Just, I'm friends with everyone, but I'm going to stay at home.
Yeah.
And that's became my safe space. But then within that, like you mentioned, you had to acknowledge that it wasn't healthy doing that.
Right. Yeah.
Me and Mark, he would ask, would you like to do this, do that? Would you like to come try this? I was trying every aspect of.
Oh, that's excellent. Okay.
Yeah, I was big into a healing center through Combat Customs, blacksmithing, anything to just try art, anything to just more of a passive way to heal.
Okay.
The traditional way is, hey, let's go do this, go to the gun range, do this. I did not want to go that angle.
Right. Okay.
Because I realized that was just going to stimulate again and then there's a drop off again.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me find something that can keep me at one level.
Nice.
Something hard to let go, to be vulnerable to that.
Yeah.
And that's why when I was trying to help veterans, so they could see those programs that Mike had introduced me to.
Excellent. So have you, you within your role here, you're kind of helping to get the word out to other people?
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Letting them know of a lot of veterans are better. Like you said, we get stubborn in our head, not knowing, and sometimes we don't see there's an opportunity very local.
Yeah.
And this is a very local program.
Yeah.
It's wanting to just get the word spread through, and this part of Dutchess County and stuff, they're very supportive politically. Everyone in the area is very supportive.
Fantastic.
So, and that was nice to see, because me living in the area didn't know that.
Okay.
Until you started working with it.
Yeah.
So, and then you start meeting more people within that community, and it's like, oh, okay, this is bigger than I thought. You feel very isolated when really we've all just sat in our little isolations.
Yeah.
So when you all come out, then it's a great energy.
That's fantastic to hear. Excellent. Well, thank you very much for meeting with me. I appreciate you sitting down and talking with me, and I'm super glad to be able to help to get in some kind of involvement with you guys. Yeah. And honestly, before even looking for the purpose of the show, I hadn't heard of Combat Customs, and I can already tell that this is not something I'm just going to be packing my bags and walking away from. Like I want to be able to keep in contact with this, because this is fantastic what you guys got going on.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back, and I'm here now with Leo from Combat Customs.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Good to meet you as well. Thank you. I'm doing great. So how long have you been with Combat Customs here?
I've been working on the bike for about 4 months now.
4 months. Excellent. Yeah. Okay. Were you prior service then?
Yeah, I served in the Army. Did 15 months in Iraq.
Oh wow. Okay. How long were you in the Army total?
About 3 years.
3 years.
Had an injury. Ended up getting discharged for that.
Yeah. And then so how long have you been out now?
I've been out since 2009.
Okay. Did you find some struggles coming back in before coming into Combat Customs?
Yeah, there's struggles with PTSD, with reintegrating into civilian life after the military. So it's definitely a challenge.
Yeah. And how has Combat Customs helped you along?
You got a good group of guys here. You can call them anytime. They help you out through whatever. And then learning how to work on a motorcycle. It helps you learn new skills, and it helps you to kind of get your mind off of things and have a good time.
Cool. Do you have a lot of experience with bikes prior to this, or?
Actually, no. This is gonna be the first motorcycle I've ever owned. I just got my license last year.
Oh, very cool. Nice. Yeah. And so you're building your own here?
Yep. Yeah, we're working on a 95 Sportster.
That's fantastic. That's very cool. Not only, it's an exciting thing to get your first bike, but to build your first bike.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. I always worked on cars before the military, so
nice.
It's never a motorcycle. And then I got my license, and it was like looking around, trying to find bikes, and I found Mike and talked to him, and I was like, well, this is definitely something to be definitely worth it.
Excellent. So this program's been working out for you really well then?
Oh, it definitely has.
Cool. Meeting new friends and everything. And
yeah,
I know. I was telling some of the other guys, I know, like myself, I was in 01 to 07. And, when I got out, that finding that same level of camaraderie that you get in the service, it's very difficult, and it's hard to talk to people who haven't been there, and in a way that they can understand, because it's hard to articulate to even say we understand it ourselves. So how do you explain that to somebody else?
You can only do it with, like you said, with other people that have been there, and you're all used to the same kind of lifestyle, same kind of, not the same personalities, but you learn to work with everybody, and
and that's an interesting aspect. It's like when you think about getting together with a group of friends, you come together with a common interest, right?
Yeah.
But that's not what's happening in the service. You guys are all, we come together from completely different backgrounds. We didn't come together because of any kind of a similar interest, really. Everybody joins the service for a different reason when they join,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's equally, you could be serving alongside the guy who's just extremely patriotic, or the guy that the judge told him it's this or jail.
Yep.
You don't know who it's going to be, and then, is it just for the free school or this or that? But whatever it is that brought you in the first place, is not who you are when you come out.
Oh yeah, when you get out, you're a completely different person.
Right. And so that's one of the things we're talking about as well, was that integration back into society. You're not who you were before you went in, so now you're not just picking up where you left off. And I think that's a common misconception some people have, is that, well, you get out, you do your thing, you do your years, you come in, you pick up where you left off. Absolutely not.
Oh no, you become a completely different person, whether it be through experiences or learning other things from other people. You're never the same.
Right.
So the reintegration process with that is, people expect you to be who you were, but like you said, you're not. So it's definitely difficult.
Yeah. Did you find that at all, trying to get back and hang out with some of the old friends and do some of the same old things and just?
It was definitely was a change. There were people that I used to hang around, and it's like when I got out, it was like, well, you're still, acting like a high schooler, and it's different. So now, you don't fit with the same group of people most times.
Yeah. Well, this is a fantastic program. I'm glad to see this here. This is wonderful. All right. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me and to show me your bike here. And I'm excited to see what happens when you get out there. And hopefully I'll be joining you guys for a good ride.
That'd be awesome.
Awesome. Hello, and thank you for tuning in to The Next Story. I'm your host, Justin De Milan, and I'm here today with Bill Bennett, also known as Billy the Biker. How you doing, Billy?
I'm good. How you, bro?
Real good. You got a book you just put out called Cheatin the Reaper?
Yeah, it came out about 6 weeks ago. It took 15 years to write it. During cancer a couple of times, a couple of strokes, a couple of heart operations, and another list too long to go on medical crap. I was lucky in the beginning, but the older you get, I made 74. I should have been dead at like 24.
I'm probably about close to the halfway point of the book, and this seems to detail a lot of your life starting from a very, very young age.
I started the day I was born.
Right?
Popped out, wiped myself off, ready to rock. But my father, I had good upbringing. It wasn't like a poor kid, like all that crap. My father was a boxer in the military, held the title for like 7 years in Panama jungle. And he was such a good fighter, they never sent him overseas. They kept him to train the other troops. That's how good he was.
Wow.
So when he taught me how to box when I was 10, by the time I was 12, I beat up the school bully who was 16. So I had a good upbringing. My grandfather was a Teddy Roosevelt Rough Rider with Teddy. Got pictures of them together on horseback.
Yeah.
He was a captain with his own horse, and then a Pinkerton detective on a motorcycle squad. So as you can see, he had a lot of influence on me too. Ever since I put my ass on that bike at 5, I always knew I'd get one sooner or later.
So when did you get your first bike?
Well, I didn't get it, but I was 15 years old. I was riding. My friend had an older brother that was working on bikes. It was in his backyard in Levittown, Long Island, in Nassau County. And he had 15 bikes in the backyard all the time in the garage working on them. So we would jump on the bikes and just ride them around town. No helmets. It was great. A long time ago. I was born in 49, so it's a long time ago. But I mean, even if the cops changed us, we go through the yards and get away. We never got caught. I went into the Army, then went to jail, so it took a long time. When I finally got out of that and out of prison, then I finally got a permit for 16 years. So every time I got pulled over, I outran the cop until I got a license.
Yeah.
So I said, maybe it's easier to do that. So, we took a trip down to Daytona one year.
Yeah.
And when they pull you over in Georgia, you don't see the bike for a long time. The cop saw us in Georgia eating breakfast, came up to us, looked at us, and went outside waiting for us. When we took off, we jumped on the bikes. 10 minutes later, he was behind us already with the lights on. So we just hit it. We're going like maybe $1.25, $1.30. We both gave him the finger, kissed her goodbye, and went over to 135 miles an hour by the Welcome to Florida sign. So that's the bait. That's it. Unless you get a license, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
But we did it like that, and never looked back. Never caught me either.
After your upbringing in Queens, you end up going into Vietnam, or you went into the Army and never quite made it to Vietnam.
I told him to go kiss my ass. My father was on the operating table, ready to die. My mother called the colonel, whoever he was in charge, in Oakland Overseas Replacement Station. She called him. They called me into the office. She explained what's going on. He was on the operating table with his neck opened up in the back. They were replacing 7 discs in his neck from his bones and his hip before they made phony ones. This was 1970, 69, 70. So while he was ready to die on the operating table, they thought he wasn't going to make it. My mother also had a stroke. My sister had a heart attack at 16 years old from rheumatic fever, all in the same month. So I'm eligible for hardship discharge, honorable, which I was more than happy to get. I tried when I was in the Army. I got stuck. Didn't volunteer. I don't really care, but I didn't volunteer. So I went for sniper because I didn't want to be in the front line. Vietnam was a joke. It was all money for politicians. Their kids went to college or stayed home. We went all to war. I wasn't about to go kill myself with some asshole in the White House. So I got out of it. I jumped the fence that night. Got a lot of story in the book. I jumped the fence that night. Went to Idaho. Stole a motorcycle over there from a guy that was ratting me out for stealing food for a friend. And then got home and then turned myself into Washington, D.C. and got an honorable discharge. Meanwhile, the Army says, why don't you just go to Vietnam next week and we'll put the papers in over there. Once you get there, they don't see you for another year. You kiss your ass goodbye.
Yeah.
And 8 of my 10 friends that were with us as a group, Queens, Manhattan, we had met everybody in basic training, came tight, like you're supposed to be in a camaraderie. So 8 of the 10 of them were dead already. Before I got out of AIT the second time, I failed it the first time, advanced infantry training, AIT. I was a radio operator, which is the worst thing to be. So I didn't want nothing to do with it. Most of my friends lasted a couple of days to a week. So when I found out that the life expectancy, I said, ain't for me. Tried for sniper, missed it by 2 shots. So I never got it. Take that whistle out. So I went for anything I could find. They said no. I failed AIT. I went back again for the second time to take it over again, 7 more weeks. By that time, 8 of my 10 friends were already dead and already died. If I would have went the first time, they would have been dead because of me, because I wasn't a radio operator. I was so stoned on acid and opium, I couldn't do Morse code. I was a vegetable all day long. So if I did that, I was responsible for everybody. So I didn't want nothing to do with it. Yeah. So I took it again, stayed just as stoned, failed again, but they passed me in spite of being failed. I would have killed more people.
Sure, yeah.
So I jumped the fence when I came home, man.
Now you spent some time kind of readjusting once you got home.
Oh yeah, that's all. Just because you go to Vietnam is tragic, or any other place. But as far as going through all the other crap and getting hooked on Vietnamese heroin, it's a mess. Yeah. So I went through a little bit of PTSD, not much. Pulled myself up when I came out of jail. Had no place to go. I went through a lot of shit that's in the book and you'll read about, and helped myself. And ever since then, I've been helping other people that were on the same crap that I was on get off of it. Saved like 8 of my friends, 1 girl, and 8 guys, and one woman from ODing in a bathtub, at my house, all over the place. I brought them back with ice cubes, a salt shot, and mouth to mouth. So I've been doing good a long time because I like helping people more than I used to like to beat up the bad guys. So it works out good.
Now, what do you mean by beating up the bad guys?
I used to do collections and beat ups. People that owe money that didn't want to pay. The judge says you got to pay. They don't give a shit. Judge don't care. Just hits the gavel down and he's on his way. So I did collections and beat ups with my Kung Fu teacher, Kung Fu Charlie, Master Yeager. One of the only guy that I've ever been afraid of in my whole life. I'd have to take a gun to him. Because I seen him drop a guy the size of Hulk Hogan one day with a half a punch. Hit him in the chest. Guy was out cold before he hit the ground. Knocked the wind out of him. Never seen him get hit that hard in my life.
Yeah.
So, I got no complaints. Everything I did for a reason, and I'm happy it ended up like this, and I love helping people. And me and Big Mike have been helping people for a long time.
Nice. And so you work with Big Mike with Combat Customs?
I do very little with that. We were doing things together as Y6, WeHaveYour6.com. Okay. We started with that. Combat Customs started jumping, and we changed it to that because the guys that are helping me, Mike Gobio was one amazing guy helping me with golf. I threw golf tournaments.
Okay.
Because a lot of bikers golf too. I golf with a bunch of Hells Angels all the time. So we did. They don't look. They have golf clothes. So But besides the bald head and the tattoos, you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And they're good golfers. These guys are great. So they got all the guys that were helping me, Big Mike a little bit because he don't know much about golf. You know what a tee time was. That's right, like I said it. But Gobio and Bob Osborne, these guys were helping me. Yeah. Now they're all dealing with cancer themselves. So I can't do a golf tournament myself. And me and Mike, between the both of us, we got so much stuff done for so many people. I really like what I do.
Excellent.
I miss beating up the wife beaters and child molesters, but this is good enough for now.
Now, how did you get into that from going from collections?
Well, a lot of collections, people, like word of mouth. A lot, and when I was still in the story before I moved up here, a lot of people would go, "I heard you beat this guy up the other day that owed money or blah blah whatever it was," and then it just caught on. Well, my husband been beating me up, or anything like a beat up, like a woman getting beat up. I don't like it, and even women beating up guys. But I never came across it. The last guy I did was up here where I live now. He was 350 pounds, 325. His wife was 100 pounds. She had 2 black eyes, a broken nose, and 2 missing teeth. When I met her, I said $2,000 was the price. She said, "I'll pay you. Please come to the house. I got to get away from this guy." He beat her up and raped his stepchild, who was 6 years old. That's why I came over there. My last job at 55, 56 years old. So 20-something years ago. I came in the house, kicked the door in. He goes, "What the fuck? Shut up." I punched him in the face. Then I took his arms and legs out with an aluminum baseball bat that I still have in the shed over there. Just from the dents from the shoulder blades. Good memories. So I beat the crap out of him. Said, "You touch your wife again," as I'm kneeling on his groin, smacking him like a little girl. "If you touch your wife again or your child, I'll put you in a body bag." She gave me $2,000 in front of the guy's face. I walked her to the car with the kid and a suitcase, and she left him. Yeah, all the bad shit I did and all the good shit I did. If you're happy with the person you are today, then everything good and bad was there for a reason. The bad shit I did, I learned a lesson. And maybe by writing the book, other people might not do the same mistakes, which is what everybody says, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's why I put Cheatin the Reaper and the lessons I've learned.
Yeah.
My wife said they had that, and they're always right.
It is a fantastic title, and it is thinking about that as well. It's like somebody who doesn't make the mistakes, who doesn't do the wrong thing ever, isn't going to fully appreciate and understand the importance of doing the right thing.
Exactly. No, they have no idea.
Yeah. It's like it's creating that balance.
Learn by doing.
Right.
That's simple.
Yeah.
I'm not as dumb as I look.
Nobody said you look dumb.
Well, maybe not now. When you leave, maybe.
So you got the nickname Billy the Biker. Now, is that that can't be within the motorcycle community that they call you Billy the Biker?
Well, now the people up here in Hudson Valley
Yeah.
don't know Bill Bennett. They know Billy the Biker. Down in Queens, in Manhattan, and Brooklyn, they know Bill Bennett.
Okay.
That's why I put both names on the book. When I started up here in '86, I moved up in '86 from Astoria. First house and last one. I love it up here. So I called the radio station to win tickets for a concert one day. I think it was something at Orange County Speedway. Big concert, maybe Ted Nugent probably. Right. So I called up for the best joke of the day. It was a Halloween joke. And when at the end of the show, Bob Wolf, Waking Up at the Wolf, called me back. He says, "Hey, Billy." I said, "Yeah, he's doing this on the radio live." So I said, "Yeah, this me, because you won the tickets, dude." I said, "Thanks, appreciate it." He goes, "What's your name?" I said, "Billy." I said, "Billy who?" I said, "Just Billy. I'm new here in the neighborhood. You don't need to know my last name. I live at, send it to the house." He said, "What are you, a tough guy?" I said, "I could kick your ass, Bob, guaranteed." So he started laughing, and he goes, "Wait a minute, I met you last week at Maroney's Harley Davidson a biker event. You're Billy the Biker." He said it once, and it just caught.
Okay.
And since that day, everybody started calling me that.
Over the years, you've probably met some pretty interesting characters. I know you've definitely become quite a character of your own.
Matter of opinion. Yeah. I'm walking down the city one day. This is something, if I have Alzheimer's and lose my mind completely, I will never forget this day. A lot of people say you don't want to meet your idol. My father told me how to box when I was 10. I told him when I was 12, I was already beating people up that needed it. I'm walking down the street. So look at me now, you wouldn't know it, but I had long blonde hair down here and a do-rag. I'm walking down the street. My arms are out because I had big lats, big back. Cop pulls over on right down the street from Carnegie Hall. The building I was on, because I was the boss on that job. Cop gets out of the car. He goes, "Hey, you think you're tough?" Puts his finger in my face on 56th Street, and I was with my girlfriend, who's now my wife, Dawn. I said, "What?" He said, "You think you're tough?" I said, I'm tough. What the fuck's your problem, man? So I smacked his hand out. Let's see how bad you are. Take care of that guy in the back seat of the squad car. So I walked over to the squad car. I'll never forget. This was amazing, man. I looked in there, and the back window's open. The guy reaches up. I see a black head. So the guy reaches up and shakes my hand. He goes, "Hey, Hulk Hogan, how you doing? Joking around?" Muhammad Ali. I couldn't stop shaking his hand, man.
No
Look,
way.
I get goosebumps every time I relive it. To meet him blew me away. I felt bigger than Hogan that day. Swear to God.
Yeah.
I must have shaken. It felt like 10 minutes. I wouldn't let go. So it was great. Somebody says don't meet your idols. Bullshit. Meet them, because that was a great. I'll never forget that day. Long as I live.
That is cool.
Fantastic, man. I've been getting called Hulk Hogan 30 fucking years, man.
I'll believe. Yeah, I see in the pictures, man. It's
Everybody had during the long hair.
Yeah.
Even in the story, a lady pulled me up one day. I was laughing my ass off. Even a cop that was talking to me. I was on a bike. I had like black cut-off shirt and jeans like I always lived in, and I had rattlesnake boots or python boots, kind of like what he was wearing for a while. Didn't copy him. Just happened to be a coincidence. Lady pulled up in a car. She goes, Can I please have an autograph for my niece?" I said, "I'm not who you think I am." The cop goes, "He's not him." She goes, "I know you are." I said, "Look at the tattoos. I'm only 5'10". He's 6'5" or 4, and he's got no tattoos. She goes, "You can cover them up with makeup on TV." She wanted to be me, to be him. So I said, "Okay, give me the paper." I signed Hulkamania, and the cop goes, "What's wrong with you, lady? You crazy?" So she got a phony autograph for nothing. But I did. It was like for years.
yeah.
I did collections. I used to do collections in the city, and people would say, "That's Hulk Hogan at the table," while me grabbing somebody and smacking them in the face, and then collecting money from they owed money to somebody that wouldn't pay it back. So I used to do like that. But I've been hearing Hulk Hogan forever, and loved it. It was just funny. Loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it in Ireland, heard it in China, everywhere.
So what were you doing in Ireland and China?
Just traveling.
Yeah. All right.
Oh shit! I went to Transylvania, Romania, for Dracula's castle for a Halloween party.
Oh, that's gotta be the coolest place for a Halloween party
I
I've
have a
ever
spider. It's not on there right now. It's over there. I get it. It's in pieces. It's a big steel spider. I bought it off the castle wall in Transylvania. It's like $45 American.
That's
Went
awesome.
to Vlad the Impaler's house. It's pretty cool. It's a Dracula tour.
Yeah.
Anybody could get to it. But you go to Hungary, Budapest, and you travel across. It's usually with like maybe 40, 45 people. So it's better in groups anyway, so you can't get ripped off that easy by 10 idiots that want to just snatch your bags.
Sure. Yeah.
But they're all over the place. Australia, New Zealand, Tahiti, all over the place. When I was making money, travel, because life goes quick, man.
Yeah. Okay.
So I did everything I could till I got sick. Me and Mike have been doing this 10 years this year.
Oh wow.
I had the last stroke I had in 2013, 2014. I started feeling better, so that's when we opened this up.
Nice.
We helped a lot of people, man.
No, I had talked to Mike about Combat Customs, but got your 6 program that you guys had. What was different? What was that?
We have your 6. Why 6 was wellness centers we would use. We pay for everything. We find a vet, male or female, that needs help. Wellness centers, participation with horse ranches. Because horses are this close to humans as far as relating in emotions.
Yeah.
A horse can either see your fear, uncomfortable, and act right away and take off, or they bond with you. And the bonding is amazing. Better than a dog. Yeah. Believe it or not, so it's a horse. So we had the horse equine therapy, and then canine rescue. If they needed a dog, or we find a dog for them and buy the dog.
Nice.
So that was all Y6. But everybody now had the cancer, and other people did the wrong stuff. We got rid of them. So now it's Combat Customs, because that's the other part of us. And that was what you know about getting a vet, male or female. That was one to be a biker. We put them with a mechanic, electronics, welder, painter. And they build a bike from scratch, from all the parts that we've got donated to us, from all the people that we know between us. And we got tons of it.
Nice.
And they build a bike with all our guys. At the end, the surprise is we give him the bike. Who built it. And that's so it's a program. So they learn, and they have things to get back into society. They have skills, 3 or 4 different skills right then and there.
Yeah.
But it helps them blend in back to whatever you want to call society nowadays. I don't, but so I'm on the top of the mountain, away from everybody.
Yeah.
but so now that's going full force.
Yeah.
A lot of guys over there. Boots is over there. Got a bunch of guys over there, as you saw.
Yeah.
And they're doing a good job. All top mechanics.
Yeah, they seem like a fantastic group of guys too.
Everybody's honest. They go out of their way to do more for what we're doing with combat customs than they do for themselves half the time. That's how they are. That's how you're supposed to be. When you're volunteering, you're supposed to volunteer, not tell everybody else that you volunteered and don't do nothing. That's the ones we got rid of.
Yeah, but, and I know that, I know we've all had experiences with people that are more about being able to boast and give the credit for something rather than
They want to be patted on the back.
Yeah.
You don't need that shit.
Yeah. All right, Bill. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with me.
Thanks
I
for
appreciate
coming,
it.
man. I appreciate it.
All right.